obviously you can make changes and go back to more or less the team that you had in those first 2 league games. Can that be enough to put things right and get the good habits back again?
Well, I think if there's been one positive out of it, it's that I've sensed a focus and a determination from the whole group, not just the lads who played on Tuesday, but I think it's everybody. There's been a sense that everybody wants to put it right. So if there's one big plus from it, it's that we're definitely together as a group.
And I guess, obviously you'll only know, won't you, when you see on Saturday what happens. But is that kind of all that you could have asked for so far, of that still be all being in it together?
Yeah, obviously you want. Yeah. I think it's one thing that we pride ourselves on. Tuesday, I don't believe that Tuesday represents us or represents what we're about, and they'll have an opportunity tomorrow to go out and prove that point. So I think I spoke to loads of people, spoke to loads of coaches and loads of people Wednesday, better coaches and managers than I'll ever be, and they all turned around and said, we've all been there. So I spoke to good managers that have been on the end of some hideous results, and I think what's really important is that it doesn't define us. So you can have an outlier, you can have a blip, focus on what we've been about up to this point, and on Saturday you've got the opportunity to go out and prove that it was just that, an outlier.
You've been very restrained talking to us, but we can see obviously that you're not happy. How do you strike that balance? Is it a case of having to not read the riot act in the dressing room?
The players, I think we've all taken responsibility. So you obviously go away and analyse it, and obviously it plays on your mind. So I've gone back over the prep, the team, thought about what I would do differently again. The players have done the same, but there does come a point where you have to look forward, and of course you have to take lessons from it, and it has to fire you up. But it does come a point where you have to start focusing on Portsmouth, and really we had a meeting about, as we always do, post Exeter, box that off, and then move forward to Portsmouth.
And they're a big club, they're bringing 1,400 fans, so they've got a big following as well. Does that kind of make it an ideal game where you can very easily, hopefully, get that underdog mentality which serves Cheltenham so well?
Well, we are underdogs, and the minute that we lose that, or we start thinking that we're not, then we probably set ourselves up for a fall. So listen, that's why we fought. Games like Pompey at home are the reason why we fought so hard to be in this league. So it'll be a good atmosphere, it'll be a good occasion, and we enjoy the big clubs coming in.
And I take it you expect Portsmouth to be buzzing after beating Cardiff midweek as well?
It'll be a similar test to the first 2 games because their squad is comparable. They've recruited really strongly. They're a big club, and they'll have intentions of being around the top of the league this year.
What is it you want first, Wade? Is it the performance and then build from there?
Yeah, always the performance. So it could be the best performance in the world. You never guarantees your result. All the players got to focus on is delivering a performance. There are certain things that we have to deliver as a reaction to the other night. But yeah, all they have to concentrate on is delivering a strong performance.
Injuries, what's the latest on Matty Blair and Ben Williams?
Ben's trained, Blair is still not available.
And got a chance then?
Ben Williams, yeah, Ben's trained, Ben's available.
How good to have him back into the mix then, because obviously you didn't have him last week up at Barnsley.
Yeah, and we've got Ben and we've got Will Ferry now that can play that role. So last week we were moving people around, and Lewis can do it. Lewis can play there, but makes us look slightly differently when he does. So we've got better options down that side now.
And you mentioned Will Ferry. Is he kind of the last for a while, or sort of any ins or outs imminent?
No, he's not the last. No. There's there's more imminent.
But nothing you can tell us at this stage, presumably.
No.
Thanks, Wade. Good luck.
Cheers.
Wade, just following on from that, do you expect anybody new to be in for Portsmouth?
Yeah, possibly. Possibly, depending on paperwork and other bits and bobs.
I was going to ask you about Marlon Pack. He's somebody that Cheltenham fans will know very well. I think he spent probably the 10 years now playing in the Championship, and Pompey are probably big enough club to sign him, but obviously it helped that he's gone back home as well. But somebody you'll know very well as well from your successful time at Bristol City. Yeah,
he's first and foremost Marlon. He's a good guy. Character-wise, personality, he'll be brilliant in the dressing room for them. But on top of that, he obviously contributes on the pitch as well. So was a good player for Cheltenham. Was excellent at Bristol City, on and off the pitch my whole time there. There's a couple of others as well. Obviously, Josh is coming back. Josh will get a good reception. Joe Morrell, if Joe's involved. So Joe again had time here. Knew Joe from Bristol. So yeah, there'll be a few familiar faces.
Yeah, Josh is somebody that obviously he was at Cheltenham during your first season, and he's one of those players you spoke about that Cheltenham really helped develop him. Obviously, he seized the opportunity that season, didn't he? But he's looks like he can go on and have a really good career now, doesn't he, Josh?
Yeah, he was excellent, Josh. And it was more impressive with his temperament. So only young, it was a first loan, but very mature, very driven, and again, really good character, really good kid. So yeah, he'll hopefully get a good reception, because it was fantastic for us, Josh, but he never got to play in front of any fans. So yeah, I'm sure he'll get a good reception.
Does the South Coast element have any extra significance for you?
Not particularly. I'll probably get a couple more messages off my mates and family saying that we need to win, but to me, really, doesn't make too much difference. Just want to play well and win the game.
Yeah, so you're trying to get one in, hopefully, imminent. Are you getting to the stage now where you might be looking to get some players out to, get some football, get some experience that aren't going to be on the bench or that close to the first team? Yeah,
well, we'll assess that as we go. We don't want the squad to get too top heavy, and you can only put so many on the pitch. So there will, I think naturally there'll come a point where some people might benefit more from playing games, but we'll assess that as the squad evolves.
That's brilliant. Cheers, Wade.
Cheers, John. Cheers, Paul.
Thank you.